What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon with a long-ass delay in the beginning because I was seeking forth my headphones. Welcome on back to the Nerd Castle. This should be a lot of fun. I think that today we'll probably try to go after another medium mission. The last one went really well for us, and so I think there's a lot in it for us if we can make this happen. I'm a little bit tempted right now to go in on the level 2 weapons. Oh, we don't have enough. Never mind. Oh, armor smithing, though. Yeah, let's do armor smithing. We got extra money, too.
Stronger shield. Anything to prolong a soldier's life.
Alright, so I renamed a bunch of our characters, too. I don't know if anybody cares or will even notice, but it had to happen. I knew that at some point. Let's get everybody all nice and patched up. He's got that military issue armor. That's pretty nice armor for the military to give it to you. Most people back then were conscripts, so if they gave him some freebie armor, somebody must have really liked his ass, or, you know, his face, or his attitude, or his fighting skills, or something. I'm gonna go with the ass first, though, because ass man, it happens. It's time for us to add a couple of upgrades to everybody in the group that we want to be using long term. I try not to take my money down below 12,000 most of the time. Tends to be the safe zone where I leave things. Just in case I've got to work on stress or anything else that might be going on. We're gonna bring Greaser along, Calmet. Got a pretty bad disease on that last run that I think we are going to have to get rid of. It's only 750, so that's not too terrible. Greaser, I would love to get rid of Greaser's Cityomania because it has been a big issue for us in the past. And in fact, he's starting to get to the point where some of his negative traits are really not making up for the fact. It's going to take us a lot of work to get rid of some of those negative traits. So he might be a dropper. I don't know. Oh, we got Arbalests in here? Okay. So let's fire some folks, shall we? I'm going to fire Morty because we never use him anyways.
Slumped shoulders, wild
We will
eyes,
more than likely get rid of...
This one
I don't know.
no more good to us.
Sorry about that. Kitten Attack had to have a cuddle sesh. He was needing it. So we got rid of 2 people. I got rid of one of the low-level Vestals, and then I also got rid of, I think, one of my Abominations, who I don't really run anyways, because we don't have the group that would support a... I mean, if we take these guys, we will have a group that can finally support them.
Be laughing still at the end.
Bosanquet, she's got Blind Fire, she's got Rallying Flare, she's got Sniper's Mark, and Sniper Shot. Rallying Flare is nice because I think it'll clear stun. It can be pretty good. Bola's pretty good though too. We got Sniper Shot in there. Yeah, I think I don't know which of these 2 I want to bring. It's kind of a tough one. I can see their strengths in either situation. And what did she have? I'm leaning towards Kane right now. She's got Sniper's Mark, which can be really useful. Let's keep her for right now. Roster's full. We don't really have much else to play with at the moment. Used up all my deeds on other stuff, so I can't expand the roster by much more. We do have room for some upgrades in here, though, so I'm going to take an extra Cloister slot.
A man in a robe, claiming communion with the divine.
And that doesn't look...
Madness.
What do you have? Oh, good. He has all the stuff that I want. He doesn't have Chop Off, which is a little disappointing, or Slice Off. But he'll make a pretty good 3rd slot character. And now we have a party that could actually, if it so desired, pretty easily... Yeah. We've actually got a party right now that could run a bomb. So let's go run an Abomination, shall we? I want to level them up a little bit. We've got... Oh, that's pretty good. Lucky Dice. Yeah, let me take that one right there. That's looking like our Huckleberry for right now. We got another Belt Buckle right there. Not interested. We've got an Agility Whistle. That's pretty good. And we've got the Swordsman's Crest for the Crusader. Yeah, I'd say I'd probably go after the Lucky Dice is the best thing that we have available right now. Let's purge all the Holy Men out of our group. You go right there. We'll take the Bell from Hell on that side. We'll take Moyo right there. And then our frontline character for this one will more than likely be Moyen. Party looks solid. There are also other parties we could have run. So, for example, we could have gone Bertrand in the 2nd slot, and we could have gone Bosanquet in the 3rd slot, and that would have worked perfectly fine too. But then that would kind of eliminate the point because I wanted to bring an Abomination on this one. That looks good to me. Actually, the Jester, I think, is probably one of the better characters in the game, in my opinion. Very, very good. Very, very solid character. We don't have a lot of money to upgrade anybody right now, so I think we're just going to have to go in. Let's go a little bit lighter on this one. I don't want to bring too much stuff with me. The shovels I bring out of necessity, those are for treasure. One of those guys, one of those guys, one of those guys, like so. It's a pretty good run right there. I think we'll be good to go. Into the Warrens we ride with extra R for grr, the Warrens.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster.
I think he's pretty good with traps. He might be able to do it. So perfect. Send in the Bard. That's always the trick that you want to use. If you're not sure what to do, always send in the Bard. I think the Moonshine Barrel, if you use anti-venom on it, does something. No? Maybe I'm remembering the wrong thing then. Maybe that one doesn't have anything that interacts with it. I don't know. I need to go back through and refresh my memory on the wiki and see if maybe I can tie down some of these loose ends in my brain that I'm not remembering so well. Do we have to fight all the room battles? We have to fight all the room battles. That means that no matter what we do, I think we're going to have to go pretty deep in on this one. So he's got the weakening curse. Not much that I can use there. Let's go ahead and lower her dodge, I guess, since I am going to be trying to get after her in a turn or two. I will probably just begin by bludgeoning some of these dudes. Our DPS is going to be a little bit weak. He's got a couple of abilities. He's got Transform, which turns him into the monster. We've got Manacles, which is a stun ability. Can be very, very nice. He's got Beast Bile, which can be pretty solid too. And then he's got Absolution, which allows him to heal his own stress and his own person. So we'll go for Beast Bile real quick. It looks like they both put in a pretty solid attempt at resistance right there, which was not expected. He's got a bleed on him, which is a downer. Let's go in on Harvest, I guess, because we don't really have too much stress to heal at the moment. I could heal his stress a little bit. I'm guessing that with the current situation we're running, we want to keep him transformed, and then we'll just have him offsetting stress as much as possible in the in-between fights. I'll probably pop him into a bomb mode whenever I can. I'm going to have you go ahead and get Absolution real quick because I don't want your stress or your health to get too high up there because it'll get so high high above me. And it won't be lovely in this case. Let's continue stacking bleeds. Down she goes from the 4 damage, and she was the one that we were worried about.
This is how a life is taken.
Take him out real fast. Technically, I didn't take the life. I just sort of expunged it. If I had taken the life, that means that I have ownership of it. Now I've taken that object and I've made it mine. And while it would be cool to wield the souls of my enemies, I don't have that ability. Wish that I did. Maybe when I level up a little bit further. I like how a lot of our characters have purple flavored accessories. That makes me pretty happy. Down goes our first foe.
Unforgiving.
Let's continue our walk, shall we? More treasures inside of here. Pop a flare on that side. I don't really care if we end up... Oh, looky there. Oh, no. That's not good. Okay. So this would definitely be the time to have him transform. So we want to bring him forward as much as possible. Even if we miss, it still shifts him forward in the line and gets other people back to where they should go. We're actually at a pretty severe disadvantage right now, and normally you would hope for a fight like this to happen near the end of the dungeon, not near the front. And bring him on back. On this side, we're going to start buffing everybody because we're going to need all the help we can get. Ball and Chain's out, but hopefully he'll resist the stun. Nope, he took the stun, but at least he got his turn off first. That's cool. Better off than on, I suppose, in the middle of a dungeon. Irach, says our Abomination. Let's go with Rake. Sounds good to me. I'll keep swapping him back in the line, and we should be more or less handled now. People are where they need to be. Vomit's a dangerous ability because it has a pretty good chance to give you a long-term disease. And so this is one of the reasons why I tend to not like the Warrens, is because you come out of it with a lot of debuffs and problems that you then have to cure and spend a bunch of money. Especially if your characters are already leveled. It can be a troublesome locality. He's going to tick up a little bit more. Let's continue raking and destroying. My goal for now, please don't get hit. Vampiric spirits, what does that do? Debuff resist down. That's pretty bad. Keep rocking the stress off of him so that he can stay transformed until the end of the fight.
Such a
Jesus.
cannot be left unanswered.
Okay, so the bleed resist is good on that side. I'm going to swing on the little guy. We can't have many more diseases here. They are really, really focusing on him. And that's not good.
Continue the onslaught.
Let's keep the flung damage as much as possible. His stun is now down. There's a very, very good chance that he might end up on death's door. This fight has gone far poorer than I expected it to. There's been far too many crits, and then we spent the first turn just rearranging ourselves, generally getting in trouble. 9 damage right there. That wasn't what I wanted to happen. Let's move you back, amigo. Okay. Not going to have much of a choice but to go in on that one.
As the light gains purchase,
The Sacrificial Stone.
and purpose is made clear.
Maybe holy water? No, holy water didn't do it. So this stone is a half and half. You got a 50% chance of taking 50 stress. But you also have a pretty good chance, like a 13% chance of a buff, a 13% chance of curing a quirk, and a 13% chance of just like nothing happening. So what I mean is you got a 50-50 positive or negative here. I don't think I have anybody... He's got a couple of bad traits in there, but I think what's hurting him most is the lack of abyssal artillery and the lack of a demon's pull. He's kind of a poor occultist in that regard. Let's travel back where we came from and hope that we don't end up fighting anything, because that really would be unfortunate. This fight thus far has been... I'm sorry, this dungeon thus far has really been sort of marked by misfortune. Our first fight went very, very badly for us, so what are you going to do, you know? Go ahead and throw a shovel into that one right there. Got an extra torch that we can salvage on this side. I'm going to go ahead and burn it right now. The nice thing is if we can stay unencumbered by other problems, we can still recover from this. It's just we had a bad first go. No more diseases! Okay, that's fine. We want to work on stress now, because stress is a little bit high. Let's keep stress off of him for right now. I don't think I'm going to need him to transform unless we get ourselves into gnarlier pastures. Instead, we'll start running manacles on this little guy in the back. Ren for the old gods is going to go out. 6 damage right there. And we also took the debuff from... Yikes, he managed to dodge us when he's stunned. To my mind, that is something that should not exist. If he's stunned just sitting there, there should be no miss chance and there should be no dodge chance. I just see that as being highly illogical, I suppose. Since he's already in a bad way, we might as well throw some health on him just in case. He'll recover from the stun, that's alright. From here, we're going to go in on another swing to get rid of him before he makes this any worse than it already is. He's going to take some bleed damage. He's probably going to throw out Ren for the old gods. That tends to be their holdout move. Let's start working with manacles on this side. Dodge on that Ren for the old gods. Very, very nice. Throw out another heal to try and get him back in action. He's going to resist the bleed, which is great. Ren for the old gods is going to go out again, negating that heal and also stacking further bleeds on him. For now, I'm going to work stress for a bit. I don't want these guys to be utterly useless when we get out of here. In fact, I'd like them to be able to be repurposed. He's got that right there, so we're going to give him some absolution to try and offset the damage he's taking. If they choose to continue focusing on him, not much I'm going to be able to do there, but such is life. A shield bash would have been equally effective right there since he lost his turn to the stun. But I didn't think about it until we were already well past that point. Another big crit out. It's unfortunate. We were just eating so many crits this time around. One thing at a time, I suppose. I don't know what's given us poor fortune on this one. We've had really bad luck this entire time. But we're just going to have to try and offset it. Go ahead and give him a shield bash. See if that fishes us out another turn. I'm going to work on stress from front to back. A little bit of damage right there, but it wasn't enough, which is actually a good thing in this situation. Keep stacking more heals on people. We'll handle all these bleeds at the end of the fight. You, sir, will take a crit absolution. Very, very nice. Perfect. Take a little bit of stress because the game senses that we're stalling and we're not finishing off our enemies. Let's go ahead and put some attacks out just to reassure the game that indeed we are not dragging our feet. We are trying to get things done here. It's just not going very well. Perfect. Another big stack of cash for the pile.
So too will resistance.
Yeah, well, we'll deal with that as we go along. Add some lubricant whenever we find that resistance is dragging us down with its horrible, horrible friction. Oh, we stepped on a trap. That's unfortunate.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Let's go ahead and handle that. That's a pile of bones. Huh, hero is strangely fast. He's going to get necrophilia, right? Oh, he got bloodthirsty. Bloodthirsty, I think, makes it so that he can't be healed. If I remember right. He resists people healing him. He gets angry and thinks people are calling him weak when they try to heal him. This will help us find our last fight, which is actually on both sides. They're going to force us to do a 100% clear. Okay. Not so bad. We'll go for the treasure room first. We'll take this torch, and I'm just going to light it where it sits.
The light, the promise of safety.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my fault. Oh, my God. I saw that on the map right as we stepped on it. That was all me.
With a singular purpose.
Got loot out of those bones. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. That is the way that Darkest Dungeon goes. There's a nasty-ass little fight right here. A dodge, though. So we've started out on strong footing. I'm gonna lower his dodge. On his side. Nasty fight means we're gonna go all in on some bleeds here. These are biological enemies that have beating hearts and kidneys and all that sort of good stuff. So, it's not so terrible to consider that we should start stacking bleeds on them.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Wow. I don't know what's up with these crits today, but they are bullshitty. They are very, very bullshitty. I don't know what's up with the enemy's crit rate right now, but they've only got like, I don't know. Crits are hurting us though. Crits are hurting us real bad. What's his stun resist? 25. Get rid of him on the next turn. I hate that wrecking ball shit that he does that stuns you. Negating an entire player's turn is troublesome. 11 health out right there. That's going to give him full. They're dealing a lot of damage. There's another crit. Man, it's got to be that mark. We may just have to take some damage here. I'm going to shield bash him. Good. A couple for our team. That's what I like to see. I'm all for giving the devil his due. Bow, bow. That's what he said. I don't know. He said we're giving the devil their due. I'm burning, I'm a burning for you. I don't actually like classic rock that much. Never been a classic rock guy. I feel like classic rock is overrated, and I know people won't like that opinion. But I'm allowed to have them just like everybody else. Let's work on his stress before she gets too much worse here. His stress is approaching the point of no return. Run a reconstruction on him, but we're going to get a low roll, unfortunately, and we're going to get a free bleed out of it, so that's pretty fun. Let's kill him off before he attacks any more marked people and makes this worse than it needs to be. Butcher's Cut goes out and hurts our bomb. It's could be an expensive run for us. We could end up getting rid of a lot of stress when we get back to town. I was not expecting this one to be quite so bad. Run a manacle on him. Another bad roll. That's the fun of playing the occultist. I think... Let's just get after little pig, let me beat you with this hammer! And apparently he is invoking the great and deep powers of his chinny chin chin right now. Let's keep that running out to there. I'm gonna keep trying until we make it happen, Captain. Should fish out a kill right there, so that's perfect. Another pig dies. Sorry for my silence here. My commentary always takes a hit whenever we come across something serious. I want to make sure that I'm thinking things through properly. And sometimes talking has the effect of making me very stupid. And so that frustration, I know it exists. I guess that malady, I know that it exists, and so I try really, really hard not to talk during these times. Let's work on that stress a bit. And there's our kill. Man, what a day. What a day, huh?
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Group has had kind of a nasty afternoon, if I'm honest. Hopefully we don't get a food check, because that'll be the one last thing that sends us over the precipice here. Yep, I knew it was coming too.
Force of will can overcome a failing body.
I knew it was coming too. That shit, they always get you. It's like the game knows. Oh, that was an accident. It's like the game knows. I'm thinking that this is actually pretty close to the edge. Bad things could still happen here.
The match is struck.
Okay, so an easy fight right there. Should be pretty simple to handle, I think. Let's offset some of that pain and suffering we just took from not having food. We'll deal with the worms in just a moment, but they're not actually that dangerous. Sorry, Ollie is just acting a fool right now. He's being troublesome. He's forced me to pause the episode about 4 times now, clawing walls and doing all kinds of stuff. He has a scratching post. I know people are going to be like, you should get him a scratching post. He has 2. He doesn't like to use them. He actually claws walls. And much to my chagrin, also my guitar is a major target for him. He goes all in on that guitar sometimes, and it's just like, come on, man, you're killing me here. I'm gonna try and offset some of this stress. We've had a really bad run. And I'm not mad at the game or anything. I don't get mad at RNG like I used to, because it's all expected in this game. You hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and all that. I think those have pretty high stun resist, all things considered. There's a big heal. That'll get us back in the game. Keep some attacks going out too, so we don't need any extra stress. And then we should be solid for our final fight. Hopefully it's not too bad. That's not terrible. That's workable. It's stressful, but I'm gonna keep working on stress this entire time. Front line, can't get an 11. The heals going to the back seem to be going big or going home, but heals to the front, not doing well for us right now. Alright, let's start this party. Big hit out from the man-at-arms. A little bit more stress out right there. I'm going to go for some bile on there. I don't know if they actually have good blight resist, though. They might have really solid blight resist. And in that case, that's going to be a waste of a turn. We might peak out our stress right here. Doesn't happen very often, but We just ate so many crits on this run. This has been the run of the crit. I'll tell you that much for certain. This has been the run of the crit. Got that lucky resist right there. Actually, how lucky was it? Because, oh, he's got 50%. He's actually got really, really good resist. How did I never realize that? He's got really solid resist. You, sir. The hope for a big roll on you and for no bleed. Woo! Man-at-Arms is sick of this shit. He's ready to go all in. He's had a rough day. He's tired. He wants to go home and enjoy himself a beer. Gonna lie down. Fine by me. Fine by me. Luckily, these are all kind of B-list characters for us, anyways. So none of these guys are required for our main group. There's a 6. That works for me. Vomit goes out to the back line with the Black Plague. Jesus. Oh my God. Could he have gotten a worse disease for a Jester? We'll probably just get rid of him at the end of this. Hopefully we'll have another Jester waiting for us. It's going to be too expensive to fix all of his associated shit. He's going to need at least 3,000 gold to get rid of the problems that we spawn. This is why I think these pigs, they inflict disease on you far too frequently. What's interesting is your crits don't give everybody hope, but their crits take away everybody's... Or I'm sorry, their crits give everyone stress, but your crits don't cure stress. Very sort of a strange...
Remind yourself that
asymmetrical lineup there. Let's get out of here. That's gonna be it for us today. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. He got Slugger, which is pretty good. Misses the spot. It doesn't matter. -1 crit isn't horrible, but that's it for us. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all in the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. I'm gonna do my best to recover from this, but that was a poor run for us. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.